How's it look? Flip the screen around. No, that's not. It's too dark. Yeah, come on here. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a little. Hey, film it a little higher up. Good enough. All right, guys, here we are. We're at a Nappy Boy Automotive drift event here at Atlanta Motorsports Park. It's a road course. This will be my first time driving anything but linear, which is just like an oval track, in like 3 or 4 years. We got drift truck V2 with the wide body all done, and the exhaust and some other little things. So I'm excited to test it all out. Huge thank you to Nappy Boy Automotive for hosting this event. It's a free event on July 4th, which is crazy. And you can tell.
He thought I was playing.
And you can tell.
I know.
There you go. You can tell. You're just like spacing out there, man. Cameraman Keegan fired. No, you can tell there's lots of cool stuff. We got that dude in blue here too. Look at that. Look at his car. Coyote 240SX. We're just gonna have a good time. Take it easy because it's a very big, scary track, and I'm a noob. This was an invite only event. I got the in because I know Hunter, who's long story, but I don't necessarily feel like I belong here, but I'm happy to be here. So we're gonna try to be respectful and have some good times and not break the truck, hopefully. Yeah, that's hurt right there. It's not crazy. Am I famous?
Driver speeding, we're not allowed to do ride-alongs.
Yeah, I heard.
Just,
that's all right.
Friendly reminder.
Yep, friendly reminder. Sounds good. That's unfortunate. Insurance man. Cameraman Kurt has been promoted. Kind of. To official cameraman Kurt. Look at you. And the matching monster is awesome. So given that this is my first time drifting a big road course track in like 4 years, and only my second time drifting this year at all, I'm going to make some mistakes. And instead of editing those out and trying to make it look like I'm perfect, I'm gonna take you guys along for the day and do a voiceover here and there, kind of pointing out where I messed up and where I was struggling and what I was learning. Because I did learn a lot during this event, and that makes me excited. But for now, we're just going to do a chill little sight lap. This is my first time on track. That still works, that's good. I'm so excited, but also very nervous. I mean, look at that track, that's crazy.
All right, Gingium, you ready for this hot shot?
I'm ready.
All right. Ready. Let's do it. Go.
All right, so. Very nice. Okay, so then there's this here. Very nice, okay. And there's this corner. Nice, okay. I'm drifting, the first lap. I'll say that's pretty good. And there's this big one here. Oh, they're actually doing karting over there too. That's sick. Okay. Oh yeah, whoa, look at this. Holy cow. This is sick. Don't know where I'm going. There's a car behind me. Very cool. It's gonna take a while to get to learn that. That's a long track for sure. But track felt really good, honestly. So my first impressions of the track were that it's big. There are really 2 corners, turn 5, which is this big one going downhill, and turn 8, which is really like a quarter mile straight, that are going to be super hard to link. Both are, 4th gear, 80 mile per hour entry type corners. And then the back section of the track, turn 10, 11, 12, and 13, are all super hilly blind corners. Now that actually worries me way less because I have a lot of experience drifting hilly blind corners at US Air, which is the only other road course I've drifted. But now that we've gotten a look at the track, let's give it another shot.
Let's go. That was awesome. This thing makes smoke, that's for sure. Holy cow. I think that it's coming here. Oh, it's a tight one, okay. Ooh, good. Honestly, I'm already kind of getting the track.
Because that was only my second run and I already had the first 3 corners and the last 2 corners figured out. And I was already toying with the idea of banging 4th gear and trying turn 5. Now, turn 8, I decided to pretty much ignore.
Get up to 210, it's a little warm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Heck yeah! Woo!
Now I'm gonna give you a little spoiler and point out 2 things you might notice throughout this video. For one, my hands are kind of all over the place, and I attribute this to the mediocre self-steer that the drift truck currently has. I unfortunately just can't, leave my hands in one spot and let the steering wheel feed through them because, well, it won't. I have to grab it and move it around. Now, secondly, is that I use the handbrake too much, or at least in spots that are unnecessary to use the handbrake. But I'll have some more thoughts about that later in this video.
Oh god. That's why you don't do that. This one's a tricky one here because it's
So on that run, I kind of tried turn 5, but I was a bit too scared to use 4th gear, and so I failed. And then I also discovered the other trickiest corner, turn 10 into turn 11. See, turn 10 is a relatively long corner going into a long, skinny straight downhill into the very tight turn 11. So you're building a lot of speed into a very tight corner. Now, I didn't think it was possible, or at least I wasn't capable of managing the straight into turn 11, so I was just hoping I could extend my drift really long and then rely on the e-brake to slow me down. And this is where that e-brake issue is starting to become more clear, because at this point in the day, the thought of using the foot brake, either left foot braking while on throttle or just normally braking, didn't even occur to me.
Let's try it again, not almost crashing, yeah? Yeah! down to second gear. Oh God. I always do that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That run was certainly eventful. It was the first time I tried fourth gear into turn 5, although I ended up going into second gear. Thankfully, nothing was damaged from that money shift. But it was also the first run I was able to link turns 11, 12, 13, and 14, which I was pumped about because I was definitely struggling on the back section of the track. But I knew I could do it. Unlike turn 5, I wasn't confident I could ever do turn 5. I knew I could do the back section of the track. So when I got it, I was pumped. But let's try it all again.
Oh God, what happened there? Haha, that was gonna work pretty well actually.
And that right there was officially the first time I've ever drifted in fourth gear in this truck. And part of the reason why I was so hesitant to do it in the first place is because I didn't know if it had enough power, but clearly it does.
Very nice. Might be time to change tires. All right, that was the first session there. Oh, it's actually pretty bouncy. 6 laps, that's what this lasted. So, you know, finally got a car that can burn some tires. Now we're actually going to be stepping it up. We got 3 different tires, 3 different grip levels. These are 420 tread wear. We got some 300 tread wears that we're gonna throw on, get a little bit more grip. See what happens. Might be a disaster, I don't know. Are these directional? Yeah. Okay, that's unfortunate. Spacers are holding up. 4 inches? Yeah, it's all right. Have to be ready to catch that. Heck yeah, okay, all right, here we go, here we go. Okay, that's an adventure. Really not that much grippier, I don't think, these tires, which makes sense, they are $90.
And you can see here is yet another example of where I would have benefited from realizing my truck has a foot brake. I'm gonna explain the whole foot brake issue at the end of the video, but for now, let's go ahead and do a chase run with a camera car. Shout out to Hunter for getting this awesome footage. Unfortunately messed up these next 2 corners.
Oh God.
But Now, just after those few runs, this set of cheap, grippier tires from the local tire shop were cooked. And let me tell you, they were not grippier, and they chunked up and delaminated, so I couldn't even get the full use out of them. From now on, I will be making sure to get my drift tires only from TireStreets.com. Every tire I've used from them has worn perfectly, and with my discount, Gingium 15, they're just as cheap as the cheapest ones you can get from your local tire shop. Check it out, get some new tires, and support the channel. For now, I'm gonna put on a set of their Accelera 651s, which is a 200 treadwear tire, the grippiest tire I've ever tried drifting on.
I don't know what to expect. I've never drifted on 200 treadwear tires. But, you know, that's the thing nowadays. You want grip. You want grip and speed, the two scary things when you're drifting. Oh, God. I was able to talk to one of the RTR techs who's actually a fan of mine, and he gave me some really good advice for the suspension setup on the truck, which was so helpful. I thought I had stiff springs in the front. I guess 12K is pretty soft for a drift car, and no sway bar. He thinks that the self-steering issue is probably a lot to do with that. And so I think that's gonna be the next thing, obviously besides painting the damn thing. Doesn't feel that different, to be honest. Well, I don't know. Those tires feel great. Those tires feel really good. They don't feel that much faster, but they feel more consistent on the side bite. That was a little bit of a mistake. They got grippier. They definitely warmed up and got grippier.
And man, on that run, I got really close to linking turn 5. The problem is that without left foot braking and extending that drift, I was just going way too fast into the tight corner of turn 6 and couldn't really figure it out without doing some weird jank manjis.
Yeah, what's up? Hell yeah, I appreciate it.
I've been watching you for a while. I just want to say it's real nice to meet you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Out there.
Hell yeah. I appreciate the support.
Yeah, it's no problem, man.
Thank you.
Athens, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not too far out.
Hell yeah. I love that shit. Thank you guys for coming and saying hi at events. Makes me very happy. As I was saying, Nux. Now you're going to leave me hanging? Come on, bro. I did it. Technically not though too. Let's be honest, that was a no. But hey, never straightened out, I don't think. Little
point in the day, I had really started to realize that I was using the e-brake too much and kind of at weird times. So on this final run, I wanted to try to avoid that. And I knew that was going to be a little bit easier because I was pretty sure my tires were cooked.
Feels like I'm ice skating right now. That's funny. Okay, they're definitely cooked. Oh, they're so slippery. Zero fucking grip. I can just roll into it in fourth and just and start spinning. yeah, they're cooked. It's kind of fun, honestly, driving like this. It's like, oh, yeah, move. I wonder if I can just like get it to. Oh yeah, that's just foot braking.
Ding, 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 ding. It only took me 22 minutes and 34 seconds of this video to figure that out.
And they're delaminating, so no more. Oh no, my body panels, no. Well, I'm really glad I drove on these tires. I was scared of driving on a grippy tire, but it really isn't that much different. It's just better. You just have more control. So that's a dub. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing. Cruising in my drift truck, hitting the skids.
And well, that was pretty much the event. So let's talk about this foot braking issue.
There's really two main things, okay? So the first thing is that all of the drifting I've done, none of it has ever required left foot braking, or even really a whole lot of foot braking in general. I've literally drifted 3 places in my entire life. There was a parking lot drift event in Chicago. There was US Air, which is a road course, but it's a small road course, so there's no big corners of high speeds. And then I've drifted at Lanier and now AMP. Those other 3, I don't think require left foot braking. That's not to say that there are some corners or some layouts that would benefit from left foot braking, but it's never been a necessity. So I've never had to learn it. And then the second thing is the pedal box in the drift truck. All right, so the setup right now is pedal box. Right to the left of the clutch is the wheel well, and right to the right of the clutch is the steering shaft. The steering shaft goes in between the clutch pedal and the brake pedal. So moving your left foot from the clutch pedal to the brake pedal, kind of difficult. You kind of have to go under and over. Honestly, I thought it was impossible to left foot brake, but I did try it at this drift event once, and I was able to do it relatively easy. The more I drive the truck, the more I get used to this pedal box. When I first drove it, I could just barely drive it in general, and now I can drive it pretty fine. So I think that's also not real. I think I can learn how to do it in this truck. It's just a little bit more difficult. The next time we go drifting this thing, that is what I'm gonna be focusing on learning and practicing. Left foot braking and just right foot braking in general. Because all those long, fast corners, you need to be able to slow down while also being on the gas, if that makes sense. And that's what left foot braking can help you do. But man, am I thankful for having been a part of this event. Thank you to Nappy Boy Automotive for hosting it, a free 4th of July drift event, and for inviting me, or at least letting me come. Check out their YouTube channel, check out their Instagram. They've got a bunch of awesome stuff, and they're making moves in the automotive scene. It's exciting to see something happening in the Atlanta area, because that's where they're based out of. And so I'm sure, or at least I hope, to be part of more of their events in the future. Now, for the drift truck, you can see the front body kit is off. That is because it is finally time to paint this thing and get it looking nice. I wanted to do one event before painting it, because I wanted to make sure that the body kit held together, didn't rub or have any issues, and it was flawless. Honestly, the truck performed flawless the entire day. It overheated a little bit, and the steering issues, but I've got ideas to fix both those things. The primary goal is to get it painted, because I'm sick and tired of it. For one, looking like this. Secondly, there's so much raw metal on this dang thing, it's rusting away, and I can't drive it outside, because if it rains, I'm cooked. So I want to get it painted ASAP. If you guys want to help make that possible, because it is going to be a lot of work and a lot of expense, I'm gonna have to take time off doing customer stuff to do it, which is gonna hurt. If you wanna help make it possible, please check out Patreon. I really appreciate all the support on there. And then of course, Tire Streets. If you get tires, you can get a good discount and it helps support the channel. Win-win. I think that's pretty much it. I guess the last thing to say is thank you to everyone who was at the event and said hi. Thank you to all the people who ran the event. You guys did great. It really makes me wanna go to more events and start getting myself more entwined with the community. Because I kind of am a hermit. I'm just here working at my shop, making these videos. And I want to change that a little bit. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.